RHOBA star Dorit Kemsley is recounting her son, Jagger's heartbreaking medical scare. She and her husband, PK Kemsley, are currently separated, which will be documented in the upcoming season. So, what did the co-parents deal with concerning their son? Keep reading for more details. This has been a traumatic few years for Dorit Kemsley and her family. They were the victims of a home invasion where she was held at gunpoint. The kids were in their bedrooms sleeping and her husband, PK Kemsley, was out of town. That left Dorit alone to handle it, and she suffered from PTSD. The robbers were never caught, and then, just a short time later, she was mugged again. She was shopping and had taken out $10,000 cash. Dorit was followed and the money was stolen from her bag. Despite trying to make PK understand her struggles, he was more frustrated by her. They ended up parting ways after a very rough time. Some have claimed they were not living together longer than they stated. However, they have wanted to keep on a brave face for their kids, Jagger and Phoenix. This will be shown in Season 14 of RHOBA, which premieres on November 19th. That is when the true downfall of their marriage will be displayed for the world to see. As they prepare to watch that playback, Dorit and PK have been dealing with something far more serious. Their son, Jagger 10, was just hospitalized. As it turned out, he had a septic hip. According to Page 6, the fashion designer recounted the heartbreaking event in her Halloween post. Dressed as the Flintstones, she explained that Jagger had 2 surgeries in a week for a septic hip, aka septic arthritis. This can occur when germs get into the bloodstream and infect the joints. He then spent 2 weeks in the hospital as he recovered. Many people questioned over who Fred Flintstone was, and it was PK Kemsley. He was tagged in the family photo and even poked fun at the repetitive comment. PK needed a laugh as he has been with his family in the hospital. On October 15th, he shared this update about Jagger. Of course, viewers were worried about him as they had seen Jagger since he was a toddler. Now he's a little man. This is horrible, but fortunately, he is healing and was able to celebrate the best way possible. In a recent, deeply emotional reveal, Dorit Kemsley, star of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, RHOBH, opened up about a terrifying medical scare involving her young son. The event brought to light the unimaginable anxieties that any parent faces when their child's health is at risk, as well as the strength and resilience required to navigate such a heart-wrenching experience. Kemsley's story, though specific in its details, strikes a universal chord, underscoring the deep vulnerability and fierce love inherent to parenting. Dorit Kemsley has long been a fan favorite on RHOBH for her glamorous style, vibrant personality, and unwavering loyalty to friends and family. But this time, she wasn't making headlines for fashion or feuds. She was letting viewers into a private struggle that few knew about. In recounting her son's health scare, Kemsley took a step back from the world of luxury and status that RHOBH often showcases and shared a raw, very human moment. Kemsley's son, whose name is often kept private to shield him from public scrutiny, had been exhibiting symptoms that initially seemed minor. As any parent might, Kemsley monitored his condition closely, aware that young children often face a myriad of little ailments as they grow. But her motherly intuition was telling her that this wasn't just a passing illness. One night, her son's condition deteriorated quickly, prompting Kemsley and her husband, Paul PK Kemsley, to rush into the emergency room. In her recounting of the story, Kemsley described the horror and helplessness she felt, unable to alleviate her son's suffering. She noted that while she and PK have seen their fair share of challenges in life, nothing prepared them for the agonizing helplessness of watching their child suffer. All the money, all the fame in the world, none of it matters when your child is hurting, she expressed with tears in her eyes. Once at the hospital, the family's world transformed into a whirlwind of medical procedures, specialists, and endless waiting. The medical team ran a battery of tests, trying to pinpoint the root cause of the symptoms. As hours turned into days, Kemsley and her husband found themselves living at the hospital, taking turns by their son's bedside, hoping for answers that seemed to elude even the experts. The waiting game was one of the hardest parts of the ordeal. Kemsley described how each minute felt like an eternity as she stared at the monitors and machines, holding her breath with each new test result. "There's nothing worse than feeling like you've lost control," she admitted. In a life defined by planning and control, this experience felt like an endless freefall, a nightmare from which she couldn't awaken. Despite the emotional toll, Kemsley remained strong for her son, determined to shield him from her own fears and anxieties. She recounted singing to him, reading his favorite stories, and doing whatever she could to comfort him amid the unfamiliar hospital environment. "I would have traded places with him in an instant," she shared, a sentiment that resonates deeply with any parent who has felt powerless to protect their child. Kemsley explained how, during this time, she leaned heavily on her faith and the support of her closest friends and family members. Her RHOBH castmates rallied around her, sending well wishes and prayers, offering to help in any way they could. Even those with whom she'd had past conflicts put their differences aside, showing that when it comes down to it, family and chosen family comes first. "It was a dark time, but I've learned that in our darkest hours we find our true strength," Kemsley reflected. She emphasized how the experience reshaped her understanding of resilience, not just for herself but for her entire family. Her son's courage in the face of medical procedures and his ability to keep a smile through the toughest times became a source of inspiration for her. The experience also brought Kemsley and PK even closer, as they relied on each other to get through each grueling day. The couple had always been known for their strong bond, but this ordeal tested their relationship in ways they hadn't anticipated. In the face of adversity, they supported each other wholeheartedly, strengthening their partnership and commitment to their family. After returning home, Kemsley felt a deep need to share her story publicly, partly to raise awareness, and partly to reach out to other parents who may be facing similar challenges. In an emotional Instagram post, she wrote, "To all the parents who are holding their breath, hoping for good news, you are not alone. And to all the mothers and fathers out there, trust your instincts. You know your child better than anyone." Kemsley's post was met with an outpouring of love, empathy, and gratitude. Many of her followers thanked her for her vulnerability, sharing their own stories of health scares and hospital stays, of moments where they too felt helpless. By speaking up, Kemsley tapped into a community of parents who, though strangers, understood her pain on a fundamental level. Her plea also emphasized the importance of taking child health concerns seriously, no matter how small the symptoms may seem at first. She urged parents to listen to their gut instincts, highlighting that what may seem minor could sometimes be an early warning sign of something more serious. Since the scare, Kemsley's family has returned to a sense of normalcy, though forever changed. She described feeling a renewed gratitude for each day and a deep appreciation for the small moments with her children. "I don't take anything for granted anymore," she confessed, explaining that she now treasures even the most mundane routines with her kids. "Every day, every smile, every hug is a gift." Kemsley also emphasized her newfound commitment to supporting children's health initiatives, a cause that has become deeply personal to her. She expressed a desire to give back to the medical community that provided care for her son, and to help other families who may lack the resources or support needed during medical crises. The experience has also affected her perspective on fame and the RHOBA lifestyle. While she's still passionate about her career and the show, she now views her role on RHOBA as an opportunity to be more than just an entertainer. She hopes to use her platform to advocate for causes close to her heart, and to remind viewers that beneath the glitz and glamour, the housewives are real people with real struggles. Dorit Kemsley's openness about her son's medical scare has resonated with RHOBH fans and beyond, illustrating the power of vulnerability. By sharing her story, Kemsley has reminded us that strength comes not from perfection, but from resilience in the face of adversity. Her experience serves as a testament to the boundless love of a parent, the resilience of a family, and the healing power of community. For Dorit Kemsley, the journey was more than just a health scare. It was a lesson in love, resilience, and gratitude. While her son's scare has passed, the emotional impact remains, a reminder of what truly matters in life and a beacon of hope for others facing similar challenges. Through her story, she's shown that even in the darkest times, there's always a glimmer of light, a reason to hold on, and a way to move forward with courage and love.